Today we talked about what Teisha allows.
Oh yeah, what do you tell your kids? What's too much?
Yeah,
do you lie to your kids?
Do you? I don't know.
I'm gonna lie. I'm just gonna say. No, I'm not lying. I'm just
You are a liar.
No,
you're like my mom. You believe in the lie. You're fine with it. I don't think that's
They
weird.
just don't need to know everything that went on. It's like, I don't want to know everything that went on with them later, you know?
You think?
Yeah.
Remember when we told your mom and she was so bothered and my mom was all weird?
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
And you think it'd be the opposite, you know?
Yeah, it was so weird.
Yeah.
It went south.
Yeah, it did.
Everybody's parents were mad but mine. I thought mine are the most conservative.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was just like, oh yeah, you do that.
Totally. Yeah, I forgot about
But when
that.
my mom does that, it makes it less like cool.
Yeah.
Like when they do care, I'm like, oh, hide it.
Yeah.
When she's like, oh, you did that?
Well, we were talking about that because I talked to a friend this week and she was like, hey, can I ask you a parenting question?
Who's the friend? I like you to
Well, I don't want to say it because they're a jerky.
Okay.
And so she was like, hey, we had a thing happen and I wanted to get your opinion and I thought that was so nice. And she was like, yeah, like we caught her like looking up something that she shouldn't be on her iPad and she was like, what do you think? Like, and I was like, honestly, it's not like bad to be curious. Kids are curious and like you need to like I would rather tell my kid, hey, like, come to me if you're curious and we can look at this together and I can show you. Like, obviously you're not going to watch, like, a porno or something. But, like, that's not what it was. But she wanted to see something. And, like, explaining and taking the secrecy away from it. Then she's going to be like, oh, that's no big deal. My mom showed me. And then it's, like, moving on. You know, but if you make it like, you can't look at that, then it's like.
Or you're a weirdo for
being curious.
You're not.
She was just curious
about
about
Oh, my gosh. When my parents would go to the casino, that's when they had a porn channel.
Yeah.
And it was, like, static. And I'd go, is that a boob?
But
you know, you're just curious.
But not like you're like, Mom, show me a porn, because that's
No,
not.
I think that's a boob.
But like, I think being curious about certain things is natural for kids, and like taking away the
Is
power.
that why you always put your hand in your pants?
Yeah, I'm so curious. Stupid. My armpits are so sweaty. I can't. It's like it's the worst. I'm never wearing this shirt again. I know. I feel like I need to.
Well, finally, you're with Dana and I. We're always sweating here.
I know. All right. Okay. So, anyways.
So you're curious.
So yeah.
Ben's going to be curious later about what the exit's like.
Curious. Yeah. All right. So today I'm jerking around.
Free Teisha.
Yeah. Yeah, free Teisha.
No.
Let her speak.
No one wants to hear it. It's
They
nothing
do.
good.
The whole time I'm like, oh, what was she going to say?
Nothing good.
Oh, I'm dying to know. And I'm like,
No,
shut
sometimes
up.
I'm like, I shouldn't even be on the podcast. Like, this just should be your podcast.
Why? You talked the whole time with me.
Oh, no, I don't say anything good. It's stupid. I'm like, yeah. Like, the whole time. Yeah. And you're like, so I changed the world. I you know, like I fed these kids and I'm like, yeah. It's just whacked. It's like, shut that bitch up.
I don't think so. All right. Listen along.
Do I say anything?
Oh my God, we're just being normal.
Oh, jerking around.
Do you want to get your headphones? We'll nail it.
Crystal takes her shirt off. Stick around. Should we say it at the same time?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Jerkin Around. A podcast with Teisha and Crystal. Maybe we were meant to be on video.
Oh no.
We were going on, so TSA pre-check is the thing. We're still, like Guatemala recap here. So TSA pre-check, no one's doing that in Guatemala.
They don't care. Yeah.
You're in one line.
Yeah.
So, and you know when you feel like an idiot? I'm like, you guys don't wait. We got the pre-check.
Oh yeah.
And Tom's like, yeah, they don't care about that. I'm like, oh really? No, we got the pre-check. You know, and he's like, yeah, no, you're the same line.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, my kids are like, we have to take our shoes off, you know? Shut up. You know? But, so we go, there's no pre-check. So then they pick randomly Hudson to go in there.
Oh yeah.
And there's something about it. I was pissed.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. I said, ma'am, can she get a touchdown?
Yeah.
I like just got that weird thought. And not that I do things, I'm going to try to ease up on sugar though, Tom. Like it really resonated. He looks amazing.
Yeah.
And like he swears by it, you know? So, but anyways, we're at the pre-check. So they're like, ma'am. And then we all got to go through the other thing and Hudson was waiting. And I was like, this is stupid. And in a normal thing, we have pre-check and we don't have to do that machine.
Right.
So I'm like, hey, can I have her pat down instead of the machine? I don't want her to have the radiation. And in Atlanta, you know, we've gone there.
Yeah.
It's different again.
They're not the friendliest.
No. The lady was like, you know, she was like, what? This ain't have no super radiation? You don't know what you're talking about. This radiation?
Yeah.
You're going to have me pat down this kid?
Yeah.
Like, it's seen. And Kyle's like, what are you doing? I'm like, shut up. And then
Teisha told me.
yeah, because he's gonna rage, you know. She's like,
I've never been more proud.
She's like, no, God. She's getting the gloves out. She's like, you want me to pat down this kid? There's no GD radiation. These people don't know what you're talking about, like yelling. So now I'm like, oh my God, forget it. You know, I'm like, but no, now I'm pissed.
Yeah.
And there is radiation.
Well, and
my best friend said so, okay? So I don't know what she knows, but she knows something. And she told me about those freaking planes in the sky, that was something called chemtrails. And I thought she was a freak, and now I see that everywhere. That's real.
Yeah, it is
so
real.
If she says it's radiation, there's a reason she says that. So shut up, lady. You don't know what you're talking about. She's all, you want me to pat down this kid? And she's putting the gloves on like this, and everybody's looking. Everybody's looking. And Kyle's like, what are you doing? You know, Kyle, what are you doing? Why can't you go in there? I go, shut up. And I'm not going to fight with the lady about radiation. I don't want to get in this fight. I'm scared of her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I don't care. It's not radiation. Sorry, I take it back. And she's like, GD radiation. These people don't know what they're talking. And I'm standing right here. She's talking about me. You're going to have me pat down this girl, baby girl. She's a baby girl. I'm like, she's not that much of a baby. Pat her down. She barely has boobs. Pat me down. You might find something in there, you know? So she's like, get over here, honey. That's it. I'm not patting down this baby. You're a baby. And I'm like, Hudson's going, what the hell, Mom? So she just goes, go through. I'm patting you down. You're the problem to me. So I'm like, what? So I'm like, and Maddie's like, Mom, why'd you say that? What's radiation? Getting all worried. Maddie's like, what's radiation? What do you mean? Did I go through the machine? I'm like, shut up, Maddie. Shut up. And Kyle's all, doesn't have any radiation, you know? And Brock's like, Mom, why are you causing a scene? And I'm just like, you know when you want to attend? I'm like, please shut up.
I'm crying.
So she's like, okay, ma'am, you want to cause a problem? Give me your hands. And I'm all like, pat me down, like, get off the baby.
Yeah.
So she's like running the thing.
Oh, they do it all.
Yeah. So she did it to me because she wasn't going to do it to my baby.
Yeah.
Hudson didn't go through the machine. She's like, ma'am, you don't know what you're talking, like, right?
Yeah.
Like this. You don't know what you're talking about with your goddamn radiation. And I'm all, okay, see ya. And then the kids are like, Mom, why'd you do that? And I'm like, shut up, Teisha said. And I said that to Maddie because I knew Maddie would shut up then.
Yeah.
I'm like, and Kyle's like, what did Teisha say? What did Teisha say? Oh my God, Crystal, you caused that scene because Teisha said? And I'm like, You know when you're like, you want it to end? I was like, oh my God, I was like not putting sunscreen on my kids. Like,
I'm crying so.
It was so embarrassing. If it's Kyle. Maddie, tell Teisha, how much was the scene about not having Hudson go through that machine?
Oh my God, no, so embarrassing. She's and the lady's like, no, you don't need, like, the lady's like,
Sean, she's like, there's no radiation.
well, yeah, the reason, that's how you act all the time when Teisha does this stuff, and that's and then, wait, what was it?
I'm proud of you for standing your ground.
I did,
though.
and I wasn't having it.
Well, and they do.
And there is radiation.
There's a sign on there that says if you don't want it.
Well, there's some way they have to check behind your clothes.
Yeah,
it's
100%.
not. There's some sort of radiation.
Yeah.
I didn't want to fight about it, but GD radiation, this baby. It was like they were like, Mom, why are you doing this?
One time they get really mad about it. I'm like, did you make this machine? Like, why are you so offended? One time she's like, well, do you have a cell phone? And I was like,
I don't want to fight about it.
I'm just saying no. So get over it.
The other machine does the same thing.
It's less.
No, it's less. It's a metal detector versus that.
Break my arm. Sorry, she can't have an extra.
You believe all this stuff.
I know you.
How
many times do you break your arm?
Not very good. No, what's his name? Tom told my mom about all this life disaster.
Oh yeah, we're getting the stockpile,
Yeah.
And then my mom's like, yeah, we're gonna call some good stuff. Like, but like 2 months ago, you made fun of Teisha for having all the stuff on her counter.
I know.
Now I start listening.
This is when God just works it all out for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And now every time she makes fun of you, now I start making fun of her because she's just making.
Well, I didn't. I was like, Teisha said. And they're like, what? Teisha said. And Kyle's like, what'd she say now?
And Kyle's
I was like, oh God. I don't want to fight with the lady. So I was like, let's get out of here. And they're like, Mom, why'd you do that? I'm like, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
You can argue whether there's radiation or not. I didn't feel like, got that feeling like, don't do it. And I was like, I'm not doing it.
I just think there's things you can not go through if you don't have to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. What's up, hon?
Like the natural deodorant that's not working.
Yeah, no, we're gotta do normal deodorant.
I know, I need normal deodorant.
All right.
Yeah. That is, I was crying.
Oh, it was like, I wanted it to end. And and the kids, and you know when you're like, Amy, the group director was with us, so I was like, oh God, please. I really like
they're
her.
going to think you're weird.
Yeah, and she's all, you know, it's like a scene, and she's like, just because
Yeah, and then I'm going
and they're all, Mom, why are you doing it? I'm like, shut. You know when you want to like like go away.
Take it back.
I've done that before where
But
I'm like, don't
I
do
like
that.
had
And
a
then
weird
other people
feeling.
are, and they're like, well, they're doing it. And I'm like, shut up, you know?
And I just had a weird feeling. And for some reason, you don't always know why, but like, I really learned to listen to those feelings. Like, I don't get them all the time, but that day I was like, I don't want to do this. And I just didn't want to. I don't know why.
And
I
that's
just felt
right.
like it was unnecessary.
Well, one time I was at the dentist and I was like, oh yeah, no fluoride. And the lady was so snippy. She goes, well, do you use toothpaste that has fluoride in it? Like, so rude. And I said, actually, no, we don't. But it was like, I'm just like, why are people so like
mad about it?
Yeah, if I don't want fluoride, I want fluoride. It's just weird, you know?
Yeah.
And if you don't want the radiation,
I don't know. I mean, I get all kinds of radiation. I get these things, but like,
it's fine.
You pick your battles.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's
so funny. I couldn't wait to tell you. I thought you'd be proud.
Oh, I've never been more proud. I'm just like, you know.
Well, you know, Kyle with Tom, he loves Tom. So Tom's he's like, you're doing what? And so he's like, we gotta get these things. We gotta get a generator. We gotta get da-da-da. I'm like, oh my gosh. But yeah, Tom also said you can't live in fear, but it's just good to be prepared for anything.
That's
like,
my motto.
You know, you never know. But anyway, so that was funny. And then I want to tell you, something else. I don't remember.
Oh, that is so funny.
I can't. Mm-hmm. Kept travels.
No, but really, I thought that was the stupidest thing.
I know.
Elmo, it's like a thing.
Well, yeah, but now it's like okay because they've like announced it. It's like, oh, it's weather modification, you know, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, normal. No. Yeah.
I think the people that still listen though to our podcast, the offended people have left.
Totally.
So I'm not that worried about it anymore.
No.
Like certain people I can tell stop listening. I'm like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
Something we said didn't sit right with them.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste.
Yeah. Well, and again, I like to expose myself to all kinds of things because you can pick and choose what you want to believe or not believe or.
Totally. Yeah. I was gonna say something inappropriate, but I'm still feeling good about the Guatemala, so I didn't want to say it.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
I'm glad you're back though.
I know, that was long.
It was really long.
What else? How was your weekend?
It was really good. Same thing. It was just like we were kind of grouchy about going Friday and then coming back Sunday.
Can you tell our listeners what you're talking about?
Yeah. So my in-laws were in my Ben's what?
I do it too. It's fake though.
Oh yeah. Ben's I know it does feel real though.
Yeah.
No, Ben's family went to Colorado where they all used to live. And so they were like, "Oh, come." So we only had a small window Friday to Sunday cuz CJ had a game Thursday night. And then camp this morning and football this morning. So we only had Friday to Sunday and so Ben was especially Ben. I wasn't as grouchy, but Ben was real grouchy about driving 8 hours on Friday, only being there Saturday and driving 8 hours home on Sunday. And he gets so in his like moods. And I was like, that's why though, never listen to the guys. Like how you say, don't listen to Kyle. Like, oh yeah, not like that. But like when he's complaining, he was like, I'm not going. And I'm like, well, we have a non-refundable Airbnb. So yeah, you are. And like your family's there. And I knew once he got there, he'd be like, this is so great. And it's totally worth it. So we did. And it was so fun because we just hung out with families.
You've been right about a lot of things. It's kind of, sometimes it's like, oh shit, it's annoying. Then it makes me more worried about the weird things I don't think you're right about. I'm like, oh man, if that's real then.
Like the kidnappers?
Oh my gosh. So on Giggly Squad, there's an episode that talks about Illuminati. And I want you to listen to it. So it's Hannah saying she went to LA and became Illuminati.
Yeah.
But I kind of think she's telling the truth.
Right. But
they're like joking. But I'm like, oh no, I think this is real.
Yeah.
Like it's weird.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. And I don't think they would joke because they do have like some celebrity listeners, they say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. But who knows?
I don't know.
Yeah. But I was like, oh my gosh, I got to send it to you.
So
Wait,
funny.
He's been sending me pictures.
Oh, Kyle's texting.
And I said, yeah, man, good content. So he's probably responding.
He's in a really good mood.
Yeah, he is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So anyways.
Yeah, it was good for him to
We went and saw Brady Brady yesterday. And they listened to the podcast. They're so cute. So they really appreciated the prayer for Brady.
Yes.
And he is turning around a lot.
It's like crazy.
Yeah.
Like a miracle.
Yeah.
Literally.
And talking to Brandy one-on-one and learning how it was.
Yeah.
Like certain things you don't text. Mm-hmm. So it was super, super hard when he woke up. So you would think it would be better. But at first it wasn't.
Yeah.
He was not
himself.
No.
Yes.
No. So all of a sudden he's like talking full sentences. He's saying the funniest things. I guess so.
Like his personality's back.
So I found the scoop. I don't know if anybody wants to know, but this is interesting. So Brady always wore a helmet. Always, always, always. All of his friends that came to visit him were like, he literally, like they all don't, and he was like the helmet guy.
Yeah.
I guess the night before his helmet got ran over by something or fell and it broke. So he still tried to wear it on the way home and it was in front of his face like this. So it broke the night before, literally the night before. The only time he's ever ridden that thing without a helmet. The one time. You know, the one time, like, you know.
No, but you just.
I'm serious though.
Oh my God.
I'm serious though. You think just one time.
Right, like it's one time.
How many-
like kids say that, Mom, it's one time. I'm
Yes.
like, no, it takes one time.
Brandy goes, you don't understand. He was religious about it. He had his helmet in his bag, but it was flopping in front of his face. So he couldn't wear it. It was in his bag with him. But it broke. And he was still wearing it, but
So he didn't have one on.
he did not have one on.
Wow.
And the car, so he was riding, they were riding parallel. And then the guy turned in front of him. He thought, I think Brady would stop. Brady thought he was going straight, didn't know he was turning. And and Brandy said on like next door, because you're not there.
Right.
That this guy and his kid stayed with Brady the whole time.
Oh.
And she's like, I would love to find him and thank him for staying with him till the paramedics got there and all the way till he
it makes me wanna
got
cry.
taken away. So, that really meant a lot to her. If you're a jerky.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
I'm
But I guess it's like where they ride all the time. It was like, and Brady's like the most cautious rider. All of his friends are like telling Brandy and Brett, like, he's such a cautious rider. This is just like such
it's just no match for a car. Even if you're doing everything right, it's like a huge car and it's a person. It's not a match.
So
if you get hit, it's bad.
We are gonna ride ATVs in, Kyle and I always like to do like, I'm not very adventurous, but like if we're gonna do an excursion day, like we zip line all the time or do we did scooter rides. We always like something to ride or something. We're not really like into museums and all that. So the day in Antigua, the night before, I was looking up like ATV rides. So I was telling Amy, who is one of the directors of Hope for Kids, she was like, and she's the sweetest. She's like so pretty. You know when someone's like so pretty and natural and like kind, like not really a lot like me, like the natural lip line, but no lips, like just so naturally pretty. So every time she talks, I'm just like always like a bird, She's like, so the bus is gonna come, and you're just like, oh, night, So she's like, oh, the ATVs. She's like, someone from like one of the main people. Her daughter they were riding an ATV in the cul-de-sac. Just got on, just for like, oh, we're gonna ride right over there, on the back of one, and he like hit the curb in a weird way, died instantly.
Yeah.
14.
Yeah.
In the cul-de-sac at their house. Got on the ATV for literally 10 seconds. It's just, they were like going from this house to this house. So it wasn't like, oh, quick helmet. It was like, oh, just drive me there. Like in the cul-de-sac. Died instantly because of the way she hit her head.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So needless to say, we didn't do the ATV, right?
I don't love the ATV.
After that, even with the helmet, like I've heard of them crushing people and stuff.
Well, we were in Mexico long time ago, Rocky Point, and there was someone who the kid was on an ATV and they fell and died, and then the parents had to take him home, his body home, because in Mexico you won't get the body back.
Yeah.
So they were in Rocky Point, so they were like, just pack it up, cover it with luggage, and drive him back. Oh yeah, because they were like, we want our kid's body, but it was like really bad.
Oh my gosh.
But it was a kid.
That's horrific.
And ever since then, and I was like 19. Ever since then, I hate them. Like, I hate when we go camping and they all ride them. Absolutely, like, it's one of those things, and Ben's like, you're being a baby. It's like, when something happens that it was like, because we were all in like a camp, and it was like just a few over.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And like, I didn't see it, but it was like the whole camp was talking about they're leaving, and I was like, I cannot have my kids on one. They're so scary.
Yeah.
But it's hard as you don't want to live in fear.
Yeah, you can't live in fear.
Everyone's like, you can't live in fear, but like,
I agree.
I kind of want to live in fear, you know?
Yeah, and just, again, the things that matter.
Right.
Like, after Guatemala, being with Tom, I haven't seen him in 15 years. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Natalie in way too long. And so yesterday we took Brandy away from the hospital. We took her to lunch and to pedicure. Same feeling. What are we doing?
I know.
This is what matters in life.
Right.
We're so busy. We never get to do this. Like, so much to catch up on. So many great things. But, I mean, they have been sleeping there, both of them, since it happened, which is like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And their daughter is going home.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm scared to stay without Kyle. Like, but it's just, like, talking to her is just so eye-opening. It's just like, again, our big thing has been like, what club? And you're just like, who cares?
Like, she's hoping he walks again.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
And moments are just a gift.
Yeah.
It's just all around me right now, you know? It's crazy. But anyways, so you had a good weekend. Let's see, there was a lot of things to talk about. I was gone. You've been working a lot.
I know. I feel like there was other things. I can't remember now.
At the strip club.
Yeah. I got a second job.
I had like 30 things to talk to you about.
I know. I feel like we can't say them all on camera.
Well, yeah, usually we get all that talk done first, so we can talk about the other stuff.
So now that's all I'm
Yeah, I haven't talked to her at all, because she was gone and I was gone.
No, she called me one time on the trip, and like, I think my kids, Bear was like up to bat or something, and I'm all, Crystal! And I'm like running out, and it's all, Bear, it's a home run, I miss it, I don't even care. No, that didn't happen. But I was like, Ben's trying to talk to me, I'm like, it's Crystal! I gotta talk to her. I'm like, hey, how's it going? I miss you. Like, it was like a weirdo. Like, you know when like you're dating and the guy calls and you're like, you know?
Yeah, I know. I didn't talk to her once because we were going all day. All day.
That's a good adjustment for you guys.
Yeah.
It was.
So it was one time and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I talked for a long time that day.
Yeah, my phone lit up and I lit up and, you know. And Ben was like, seriously, can we go eat? I'm all, Crystal.
That's funny.
I know. I feel like we missed a lot of things. I went to Flag. We were like living separate lives. It was.
I know.
It was sad.
It was.
Yeah.
How was the summer with the kids?
Good. How's yours?
Today's the first day, and I think it's a lot.
Yeah.
Today was a lot so far.
Is it?
Well, yeah. This morning it was like running there, running
yeah.
there, running there, running there. I hate that feeling.
Yeah. I don't want that feeling anymore. No. I really tell you, I just want to go on a trip and be on a trip for the whole time with the kids. Like, it's like, I think that's why I like it so much, because we're all just focusing on spending time with each other, you know? It's like, when we're here, I'm thinking I gotta run here, do work. It's just like stressful.
Well, that's the thing, even with taking, like, with all the things. I'm like, how many things do I want to sign the kids up for? That, it just adds crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I know.
It just does.
Yeah.
I don't know, but then you always worry you're behind and it's stupid. What's behind?
Yeah.
You know? It's dumb. Yeah, I don't know. But Maddie, speaking of, so I feel like a lot of growth in her just with going there.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about things a lot, like seeing them go in their own environments and be in different settings. I think it's just
good.
Good. You know, like talking to the girls that went away to school once 5 hours away, and you know, just talking about growth. And like Tom, his daughter is going to travel abroad, and she is so pretty.
Yeah.
That I'm like, you're not scared, you know? And he's like, no, Crystal, we're not gonna live like that. Like, it's just good to be around people that live like that. He's like, the hand of God. You gotta remember the hand of God. I'm like, you're right. Oh, you know? But he taught me a lot about Oklahoma and things that were going on in Maryland and this and that. But you know, like I said, their church group and doing the new school, it makes everything just like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
They're fine. Mm-hmm. You know, but a lot of transitions right now. I feel like a lot of transitions.
Yeah. Is she excited for high school?
No, not at all yet. But that's okay.
She'll get there.
Yeah.
When are tryouts for her?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know that. I wish the coach would know, but.
Yeah.
No, that's it. I mean, there was something else. Maddie, so she went to church last night. So the first week of church, she hated it. I think I told the Jerkins.
Yeah, because it's all new people.
New group. She said, I don't want to go to Liberty. I hate this group. Move me.
Is Avery in her group?
Yeah, but Avery wasn't there last night. So it was a big deal. Yeah. And I'm like, you're going. Because you need to go before camp.
Yeah.
Like, this is the only chance. You're going. So I go, I don't care if Avery's going. You're going. So figure it out.
Yeah.
So she went with Ava, came over, and they went together. And then she came out. So then she's like, be there at 6:30. And you told me it's later.
Yeah.
So I'm there at 6:30 in case she hates it again.
Yeah.
She was the first one out last week. The first time. I'm all, no one's even, there's Maddie.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a kid out for another 15 minutes. And that's like not normally her.
No.
So this time I'm like parked right up front.
Yeah.
Like, here we go.
Yeah.
And I'm watching all the kids and I'm like, it's
Isn't
so
it cool? They like hang out for hours.
Well, no, not hours yet, but it was longer. She wasn't the first couple out.
Oh, good.
So I was like, it's going better. And I was like, it's okay, it's 6:45.
Yeah.
That's better. So then she came out and she was like, you know, and all night she was a little like
Excited,
chipper. So Kyle goes, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm all, see? And so we talked about it again. I'm like, I was feeling bad. I was like, maybe I made the wrong choice by moving our groups. I mean, I think we're going to go up and down about 10 more times.
Yeah, you will.
But it's so crazy when you face your fear of something, anything. It helps your confidence.
Right.
Like, even her going back and it not being awful.
Right.
She was all in a good mood after. And I'm like, so often we listen. Mm-hmm. And I said, see, we listen. And what if I moved her groups? Or what if I didn't make her go because she didn't want to go?
Right.
We would have missed the high that came after.
Don't listen to your kids. They don't know they're a kid.
Or even ourselves. Like even today, like work's been a weird funk for me because I am naturally so invested. And then now I feel like no one's calling me about anything. So I'm like, this is weird. So it's like this weird.
Oh, I feel like I'm bugging you all the time.
No, Regina's like, who are you? You know, call me.
Oh.
But anyways, it's just a weird transition.
Well, I think everyone's trying not to bug you.
Yeah. Kirk's like, Christy's husband's like, are you okay?
Yeah,
you know, like,
and that's what I think everyone's like trying to be like, we got it, you know, except for me.
It's weird.
I'm also, I got this hangnail.
Yeah.
And it's looking weird. Do I clip it? Do I bite it? Like, it's getting weird, you know?
I love that though. I do enjoy that part of it. So,
I'm all the client sneeze. Do I hand him a tissue? Do I say gazoon time?
I just don't want it on me. There's something about it, like I don't want it. It's weird.
Yeah.
So, I don't mind helping. Like I was so helpful today. I'm like, I can do this.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I just don't want it on me. And it's different, right? With having some on you, it's like, it's different. It's pressure.
Yeah.
So today, when we staged, we didn't want to stage. This week has been something we've been talking about for over a month. This is the week. It's going to suck. It's going to be awful. We've been really prepping for this week. But after today, didn't you feel a little sense of that accomplishment feeling?
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad we did it. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, so often, how many things do we not do out of fear that once we do them, we would be like,
yeah,
I did it.
Right.
You know? Like even the trip, I wanted to do that for 5 years, maybe even longer. And then I'm like, get that. Like, we did it.
Yeah.
You know? And I was scared of it and we faced it. So what other things are you going to start facing, you think? I don't know, but what other things? Yeah. Just think you grow through those things. And so our kids. So Broxton, the poor guy. The poor guy because he is obsessive a little. So I told him, you know, I want him to try chaos basketball. He loves basketball, even though right now he's telling me he doesn't. Because he kind of flips on me. So I can't listen to a word he says like Kyle.
No.
So all the trip, so how many days of the clinic am I going to? It's like Rain Man. Am I going to every week? Am I going 2 weeks? Because Andy's only going the third week. So am I going the third week? I don't only go the third week like Rain Man over and over again. I'm like, Brox, we're in Guatemala. The girl's like, no teeth, cross-eyed. I'm like, I don't really care about chaos basketball.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
Yeah.
And then so 5 minutes later, I'm alone with him. Dad's not around. So you think I'm going to go the second week? You're going to go the third week. Andy's not there the third week. I think the third week's a good idea. Am I doing the chaos basketball? I'm like, Brox. Again, I don't want to talk about this now. So anytime I'm alone with them, I went in there before. You saw me, Dana. I got here, I went to pee and came back. So Mom, so I'm going to do the third week, right? Andy's going to be here the third week. And I'm starting to like get all, remember, as soon as I sat down, I'm going, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Should I just I'm going to do basketball the third week.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do.
Yeah.
It's like so funny.
Yeah.
But so at first it was like crying. I'm not doing that. I hate basketball. Crying. So now we've already taken a step. He's not hating basketball. He's not crying. He just wants to know if he's only going the third week with his buddy.
Yeah.
But I feel like Maddie's downfall, she always has a buddy. Like I love her and Ken. They've always been together.
Yeah.
She's never had to do anything on her own. And now she's like paralyzed.
Yeah.
Last night at church, you would have thought I told her, I'm going to cut your legs. I'm going to give them to the kids.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, I'm going to church without Avery. I'm like, yes. I'm dropping your ass off. You're gonna walk up there by yourself.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting done with it.
No,
like
that's the only thing
it's not that hard.
About the church is they're all very like
clicky.
We've done that with Ken. And I'm like, hey, we're going to church tonight. She's like, no one's going. I'm all cool. God's going, and so we're going.
Yeah, I'm like, you have to walk into something and be new.
Well, it's like
weird.
so social now
it's done.
that it's almost
her outfits for church are better than any day of school.
Yeah.
And Kyle saw her and she goes, what the? And Kyle's so embarrassing. What's going on here, Maddie? Wow. It's like, that's the last thing. She wants to act like I just rolled out of bed.
Yeah.
You know?
And he's all, you're all done up.
Yeah, he goes, wow, whoa,
Yeah.
you know? And like, I mean, I'm like, wow. And it's like the stupidest thing.
Yeah.
It's like so funny with him though. You got to make him do something.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know what things to make him do, then what things I'm making him do too much.
Well,
you know?
Ken didn't want to go to Colorado because it was the last service before camp.
Yeah, you got to go to
and
that.
She's like, I'm going to be so left out. Everyone's planning everything. I'm like, cool. Well, we're going to go see your family that you haven't seen and your cousins, and it's going to be great. And she was so mad, so mad. She's like, oh, everyone's going to be together at camp, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, this is the best time. Like when we were up there. She's like, I'm so glad we came. And she was sick. And I'm all.
I know, it's hard because how many times do we listen?
She was like, can I please stay back? And that's what I'm saying. And I was like, no, you can't stay back. It's your family. And then, but you do listen, you know?
You do. Mm-hmm. Well, and sometimes I think when we're busy, we don't want to deal with the battle. So we're like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, there's been a few days or things that I know I just kind of, that's fine.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't have done that. But it's like, it's just hard to know. What things are those things and what aren't. And I think social media and stuff all plays in because you see all these weird things. We don't realize we're like zombieing it by watching that. They went on 5 vacations. We only went on 1, you know?
It's stupid.
Yeah. But anyways, so we'll see how it plays out. Then he's asked me, last night, am I going with Barry? Like, he really likes a plan and I'm just not ready. Do you ever find that you're not ready to comprehend the plan?
Yeah. Barry
Like
really
sometimes
likes the plan too.
I don't want to think about this week, so I'm not going to be able to outline all the things we're doing because I don't even want to think about them yet.
Yeah.
Oh, on the way home, Ben's like, what's wrong? Because I was just like quiet and I'm like, I'm just thinking about everything I have to do and I'm a little overwhelmed. So I'm just not going to talk to you right now because I'm trying to like organize it in my brain how it's going to actually happen. And he was like, jeez. I know.
Kyle today, he's all, are you mad at me? Because I was like, what? But it's like you're back.
Yeah.
You're back to the grind.
I know.
It's fun
sad.
though.
Yeah.
It's fun though too. Like the sense of accomplishment is worth it. I like Dana,
Dana?
Yeah. Recording I don't dread.
No, sometimes I'm like, what are we going to talk about? People are tired of hearing me talk. I don't talk that much, but like.
They're tired of hearing me cut you off. It's like, let her talk.
You don't cut
Free
me
Teisha.
off.
Oh, I do. Listen. Free Teisha, let her talk. You're all, so I said, I know the guy in the red shirt, and it's like, let her talk. Dana's laughing. Look at, Dana knows. Look at, it's like a real laugh. It's like, free Teisha, let her speak. Freedom of speech.
I don't have anything to say, so I'm glad you talk.
It's good.
I shouldn't even do the podcast anymore.
No, when I'm listening, I want to hear.
Crystals.
I'm cutting you off right now. No, I want to hear what you have to say, and then I'm cutting you off.
You're all like prophetic, and I'm all.
No.
I'm like, well, so I went to Colorado, and
No, it's not. When I'm listening, I'm like, shut up to me, and I forget it's me again. I'm like, let her talk. I wonder how many people are like, let Teisha talk.
No one's
We
saying
like her
that.
now. Like let her talk.
I know. No one's saying that.
Teisha is the funny
Free Teisha. No, you know what I mean,
free
Dana. You hear it. Because I'm like, what's she going to say? And then I take over, and it's gone. Like, because we redirect. I'm like, but I'm still wondering, what was Teisha going to say? Dana's wondering too. Because you do say good things. And I cut him off. I cut him off.
No, I don't really say good things, though. I think you're more the talker.
No, it's good things. Like, people are like, yeah, I hate the meet and greet. So many people have told me that still.
What meet and greet?
How Teisha hates, like, the small talk. So many people, I'm just standing there like, I hate the small talk too. And I'm like, oh yeah.
No, people have come up to me though. It's like our common, bond now. Like, they have something to talk to me about.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, I hate that too. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, let's talk about Luke Combs a little bit. Something I do love about a country concert that I didn't know happens is it's kind of like church. And that's not blasphemous.
Yeah. Yes.
But like your head goes to this like escape. And like when you're listening to country songs and they're about these things.
They're usually positive. They're like about family and country. They're not like it's not like a rap about like hoes and money.
Yeah, that was so college. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I like that
in college, and I was all, and that's me.
Yeah, I'm all, it's hot in here. So take off. Yeah. But I'm over that phase now.
Yeah, it's like you go somewhere.
It is
like,
very.
What matters in life? It was like again, like piggybacking what matters. Kyle was like hugging me, and we were like singing, and it's
that's why. And everyone at country concerts is so friendly because they're all like kind of like.
I wasn't worried about Kyle getting killed.
No, that's what I mean. And they're all like, some are like backwoods. Not as much here, but like it's very like country folk, and they're friendly, and they're like
it was something else. But the lady that was with us let someone in a wheelchair cut because the line was like a whole thing.
Oh yeah.
They got the sheriff on her.
Stop.
Yeah, and I'm like, if you have to pee that bad that you went and got the sheriff instead of wait in line, you probably lost your place in line, and now you still didn't pee as fast because.
And like, is that a rule? Like, is that a law?
No. Well, what the girl I was with said is they have a handicapped stall. We're using their stall.
Right.
Their stall probably isn't taken.
Right.
By another handicap, so she should be able to go right in.
She said that. Good for her.
No, she told them off.
Good.
She was like, "And F all of you." Like she's a little redneck herself.
The girl you were with?
Oh yeah, she's great.
Good for her. I feel like I'd like her.
Oh, you would have loved her. She's on.
Yeah.
F you all. How dare you get the sheriff? And she's to the sheriff.
I'm like, that's not a law. Why do you get the sheriff?
The sheriff was like, "Have a good night." She's like, "I'm not done with you." And he's all, let's go this way, She didn't take it. And during the concert, I'm like, we need to not take it. Yeah. We need to stand up.
Oh, yeah.
And I was going all these weird places, but that one song, oh, man.
I love Luke Combs. We were supposed to go to that concert, but we didn't. But we're going to go. It's so good.
I've thought about it nonstop, and now it's not in my head. The song about, it's like the dad, when your dad's not here. Like, even though I'm leaving, I'm not going nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
What is it? Yeah. Oh, I couldn't wait to tell you about it, because it's like, so Jen ended up going to the concert, and then she texted me like right after the song. It was full, like, Tanya was like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
You know, like it just, because you're so somewhere else.
Yeah.
And you're like, you got to find it.
It's called Even Though I'm Leaving.
It's and so like good. One of the girls from my cheer team, she had the best dad. Yeah. Best dad ever. And I remember when they announced he passed, she showed a video of him and her to that song. And it like made me sick. Yeah. Like I was like, oh, yeah, that's it. The chorus is so good though.
Yeah. I love Luke Combs. His voice is amazing.
Mean that. Oh, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's so good. You were supposed to go with Julia, right? She invited you because Jeff got sick.
And then Kristen invited me the night before. So.
How funny. But you didn't go to either? Is Isla feeling better? Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good song. She can't kick this fever.
That's how Ken was. It was like a fever, but it was only a couple days. Yeah.
Well, let's just keep talking over here. Do you need to get going,
I know,
Dana?
like horrible.
Well,
like I'm on episode 21, and Dana's all.
It's like episode 60s we're in.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. But even though I'm leaving, I'm not going. And when you need me in the middle of the night, close your eyes and say a prayer. Yeah. It's okay. I know you're scared. Oh. So good.
It's so good.
I was like, boo. Yeah. And then I look at my phone and Jen texts love you. And I was like, that's such like a best friend, you know? Yeah. Like she totally knew. And I didn't know, like I knew that song from before. Right. And I heard it like the other night.
But you didn't know he was going to play it.
And I didn't know it was going to hit me, you know, when that happens. Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, this song. But there was so many songs you're just like in another place.
Oh, it's so good.
It was so good. And all the times, it was just like so good. And like the people, it's just great. But Jordan Davis, so, okay, Dana, look at that one. Someday, something. His one song, it's very popular. Like you're gonna miss this or something like that. But what is it?
The one about buying dirt.
No, I love Buy Dirt, but it's like one day, someday. We love it because you're like, it's kind of like you're gonna miss this. You're gonna want this. Next thing you know, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Such a good song, right? Yeah. So, Jordan Davis, so we saw him, Melissa and I saw him in, you were supposed to go to that too, remember? Yeah. March, was it?
October.
So it was cool on the radio today, and when I was there, so in October it's in Mesa. It's a small amphitheater. Yeah. And then they said on the radio, they're like, next thing you know, 6 months later, he's opening for Luke Combs with 60,000 people. Right. Like, I love seeing that happen. Me too. So many people were a little confused on who Jordan Davis was.
Really?
Yes. And I was like, he's my favorite.
Oh, he's amazing.
My favorite. So I was standing by myself the whole time. And it was just like so cool how literally 6 months ago, he would have dreamed to be where he was. Mm-hmm. And next thing you know, I love seeing people.
Me too. Achieve.
Yeah. And like, you never know what's around the corner if you just keep trucking. Yeah. Oh, and he talked about, he did this at his concert too, his top 3 things, and he says it every time, before Buy Dirt. Is God is his Lord and Savior, and then he's like, I'm a husband and I'm a dad before I'm a performer, and then my friends and family mean more to me than any of this. Yeah. And you're just like, yeah. And then you're like, I'm gonna buy more dirt, you know? This is like dumb, you know? Yeah. It's like, that's why it's hard for me to work right now. I'm like, yeah. You know? Buy dirt, you know? Yeah. Find the one. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So good.
But it was so good. Man. And I did not want to go. Again, doing the things you don't want to do. Yeah. So today at cheer practice, we talked about discipline, doing what you don't want to do when you don't want to do it. I think something as an adult that's hard is sometimes you just don't do it. Yeah. Like, it's not good. Like, I need to wake up and work out. I'm a better person when I do. And I'm like today I had big plans.
I feel like I'm doing more now that I don't want to do than I did in my 20s.
Yeah, well, you were little. I feel like in my 20s, I'm like you then. I'm turning into you then. And then at my 20s, I was going hard. Yeah. I was like waking up doing, you remember? I was like so.
Now every day I'm not doing anything I want to do, you know? But like in my 20s, I was like, you know, like, it was fun. I'm like, It's really fun. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah. I was all work, nope, I didn't care,
And you were on your own too.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't like someone else was paying your
all
bills.
school, it was like, whatever, what are you in the mood for today, And now I'm all, shit, this again,
Maybe that's the problem though. I always was so like that.
Yeah, you never like had the time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so we were in the bar. So I let Maddie come to the bar. This is weird. You're allowed in Guatemala. You're allowed to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So they were like, she's an old soul.
Yeah, she's very mature.
So
I just told someone that. Oh yeah, in Colorado, this girl, Jen, was like, my daughter's just like old. She wants to hang with the adults. I said, my friend's daughter's like that. It's Maddie. Like when she's with us, it's
she's with us.
Like when we're all hanging out, Ken and Hudson go off and Maddie wants to hang with us. It's like.
So all the college girls, she was like with them. Like she went with them and like they were all one. So they all wanted her to go to the bar because they're like all friends. And is that important?
No, we got to go get the dogs.
Okay. So she's trying to get me to get a dog. I'm almost there. I started working Kyle last night. And like it's so important that the kids have a dog.
And responsibility.
And he's all, you never said that before. I'm all, well, and don't go to those x-ray machines. You know? He knows when it's like something.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Oh yeah.
So we took her to the bar. And so Kyle and I are like, is this a smart choice? We're really on the same page these days.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a smart choice. I'm like, Kyle, I think it's good. My first time I went to a bar was when I was on a mission trip. And it's crazy. Like Tom took us to the red light district.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this. So it was Amsterdam.
Yeah.
In 1997, probably 96, 97. We went to Amsterdam on the way to Russia. And Tom took a wrong way home. And we ended up in the red light district. And if you don't know what that is, it's like, first of all, in Amsterdam in 1997, pot was legal. And that was a big deal because in America, like nothing was legal. And the prostitution was legal. So in the red light district, you have squares of windows and the girls dance and you pick your window and then you go in and go to the room. It's like known. So all along the streets, there's these women with like the garters, like whips. Yeah. And I was in 8th grade and I remember thinking, this is literally hell on earth.
Yeah.
Like, everything, I got hit by a biker because he was so high. He couldn't, like you would think it would be so cool and it was not. It was like, everybody was just like, ugh. It was just dirty. It was messy. It was just disgusting. And this is 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So, but I went and I wasn't like trying to have a whip after that, Well, sometimes I think we try to.
You have one now.
No, yeah.
So
that faded, But I don't think it necessarily, sometimes I feel like we're so sheltering that we're not always like just here it is. It's not that cool.
Yeah.
So then when I was a senior, we went to the bar with John Coughlin, who has the nonprofit. So we all went to the club, like techno. Yeah. And it was like after hours. So it was real crazy. Looking back, I'm like, could have been on Taken.
Yeah.
But it was like no one drank. It wasn't that cool. Yeah. So I'm like, let's bring her. So there was no one in the bar. We went, we blew a few speakers, sang a few songs, and I told her, because I really don't drink hardly. So I said, Maddie, listen, I don't really drink, but I do think it's cool that everybody thinks I'm drunk. Like, you can be fun without being drunk. You don't need to be drunk.
Right.
And for me, it's annoying, because I try to drink at the concert. I can't.
Yeah.
I get so tired and boring. Then I feel like everyone's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?
Yeah.
So I felt like I had one drink, and I felt like that. So I had to stop drinking, because I'm like, this is boring.
Yeah.
I'm like this.
Yeah.
I think too much. But so she came, they sang songs, and she got to see, like, we played that song from the movie that's Natasha Bedingfield, is that it? Unwritten?
Yeah.
It's like back, you know?
Yeah.
So they were all college, so I was trying to like be on the same page,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
We did Window to the Wall.
Yeah.
And all the things. And Kyle was like going a little too Kyle. I'm like, Kyle, no.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be doing this. He's like, another round, you know?
He I'm like Kyle more. It's like
He's like, we're at the bar.
Yeah,
we're going.
We're going.
I'm like, oh no, the goal is to like not show her us drinking.
Yeah.
He's like, well then why do we come?
Yeah.
I'm like, no. You want her to think my parents don't really drink, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, well, I told him I'd get him a shot.
Yeah.
And I'm all, okay, well don't take it. He's
Yeah.
like, well no, I told him. You know? But we sang the songs, and then I did the talk. You know when we were on the bus, we did Natasha Bedingfield, then we did a talk.
Yeah.
Like where I start yelling things, and Kyle's like, you get the man voice, but it was like very motivational, you know?
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
The story was stupid, but someone I was talking to on the trip, I asked about the line. That's something I'm confused about. Somebody said their parents lied to them about something dumb, and they're like so upset about it. And I was like, oh no, I'm lying. Like, how much do you lie to your kids? You know? Like, no one's mad that we lie to them about Santa. They're not like mad at us later.
No.
Like, my parents said it was Santa and it was them, those jerks.
Yeah.
You know? But like, if I would, you know, we were talking about the hymen.
Yeah.
And I told Maddie that, you know, Kyle's the lucky guy.
Yeah.
But is that bad? Like, is it, it was Brandy. Brandy's so cute. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't see her with the kids and like talk to her.
Yeah.
But like seeing seeing Brady and Brinley together.
Yeah.
And like seeing Brandy say bye to Brett. And like, again, when you're with different people.
Yeah.
You like are different. And they were so sweet to each other. And
she's just hanging out with me and I'm all, bye, Ben.
Yeah. But you don't realize we're just different, you know? Like, Brandy has such a soft tone. She's all, Brett had to bring me clothes. I didn't have anything, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And Brady told her, did you hear that?
Yeah, that
to
was
go
so
have
cute.
a good time.
Yeah.
And he was like so sweet talking to me.
Yeah.
And then when I got there, Brinley is literally face to face in his bed almost. And like, we were talking about where they sleep. And Brady's like, I sleep here. You know, here's my blanket. It's so cute. And they were just like so sweet. And I'm like, Brandy, do you ever yell? She's like, not really. Everybody just gets along. I'm like, your kids just get along? She's like, yeah. Always got along with my brother and they just get along. And, you know, she's just so soft.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, yeah, when you're not yelling at each other, they're not yelling at each other.
Yeah.
Because I'm all, Kyle, what?
Yeah.
You know, and then Maddie's like, what, Mom?
No,
and you know,
my
when you're
kids
around,
are horrible. They're like, Ken's like, Bear, shut up. I'm like, oh my gosh.
and then you're all, Ben.
Yeah. And then I'm all, Kennedy, shut up.
Yeah, Jen said she was driving with Kinsey, and Kinsey like made a wrong turn and said the bad word, said F word, and Jen goes, what? Kinsey, watch your mouth. And then she went, oh. But like,
Yeah.
So I was like, Bryn, and she's like, yeah, she never really has been to a party. And I think she's telling the truth. I don't think Brinley's lying to her.
No.
And she's like, you know, she's not done this and not done that. And she's like, well, I tell her, you know, like, kiss a boy.
Yeah.
Or do something, you know? And I'm thinking, my mom never had to tell me to kiss a boy. Like, I was not bad, but I kissed a boy. So she's like, I just tell her the truth. And I said, wow, when I was your age, I was really crazy. You're not crazy like me at all. And I was like, maybe I should be more honest. But then I think sometimes when they see you do it or know you did it, they think it's allowed.
Yeah, see,
so I don't know.
Every kid's different. And because Ben said that his dad told him that he experimented with things.
So he thought it was okay.
Yes. And so Ben was like, I wish my dad would have lied to me. And said like, no, why would I? And so I feel like it's different, every kid. And where my mom was doing things and I went the opposite. Yeah. So I just think it's based on the person, you know?
I know. I just don't want to be a liar. Like, my mom lied. I remember she lied to me about her breast reduction.
Yeah.
She told me she had tumors taken out. I went to Natalie's. Typical.
Why didn't she say she just had a reduction? What's wrong with the reduction?
I don't know, but I did feel that feeling, and it wasn't good. Like, I didn't like it. I felt very, like, why are you lying to me?
Yeah.
And whoever I was with said they lied, and they, like, couldn't get over it. They're like, why did they lie to me?
Yeah.
And so it's like a fine line, because I don't like that feeling when they trust you.
Well, and there's things that, like, I feel like I omit things. But then they've never directly asked me, and if they directly asked me, I would be like, oh, I feel like I'd have to say. I've kind of just not talked about things, you know, like, I don't know.
I don't know either. Because I don't want to be a liar. Because my mom, I went to Natalie's to spend the night, Tom's house. And my mom called me the next morning, hey, Crystal, I just want to let you know, I had a little something done. I'm in the hospital, but I'm okay. But, you know, you'll probably stay at Natalie's again tonight. And weirdly, I don't even think she told Tom.
Yeah.
But it was so, like, normal for me to be there. So I'm like, okay. And I get home and I find these, like, breast reduction pamphlets.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, a tumor? I thought she was dying.
Yeah.
I'm like, you had tumors? She's like, yeah, they took it out. I'm like, in both boobs?
Yeah.
Like, you had 2 tumors? And I just was like so bugged. Like, why didn't you just tell me? Yeah. You know?
But I feel like your mom didn't tell you about other things from the past, and you found out when you were older, and you weren't like mad.
Like what?
Well, I don't want to say on live. Like,
no, I was mad.
Oh.
So like, I remember,
like about being married before and stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't.
You were mad?
Yeah. Like,
you think you're better knowing she?
No.
Really?
No. I was like, because I think it's how you explain it. So my mom doesn't listen, and it's fine. So she was married before my dad. I knew. She was married before that too. So we're sitting. was getting new carpet in my house, my old house, because we were trying to sell it. My first house. It had green carpet, forest green carpet. And Express Flooring is the best, 1-800-EXPRESS. They'll do it the next day. You finance the crap out of it. My parents were like, here, if you want new carpet, here's an option. I'm signing all the paperwork for a loan for $5,000, which isn't smart but anyways, it was fine. So they have to do a background check. My dad put a credit lock on our system where you had to like go, you know, when they ask you all these questions. So they're like, who is Cara Alonso? My dad, he's probably up there laughing because we laugh about this all the time. Like, Cara Alonso, I'm like, no, that's nobody.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, Cara Alonso on your mom's side, who is that? And I'm like, Cara Alonso. And they're sitting there. Like, Mom, Dad, Cara Alonso? They're like, and I'm like,
they really took it, like,
yes,
going.
And I'm like, there's nothing, Dad, get that credit lock. It's lying.
Yeah.
There's no Cara Alonso. It went on for 30 minutes. The guy was gonna pack up and leave.
It's okay.
Just answer it. He's gonna keep calling.
Hello?
Let the listeners listen.
Hi, honey.
Are you recording?
Yeah, we're wrapping up.
Marathon session, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah. The jerkies, yeah.
Yeah.
Long. Oh, I just saw your text. Long podcast session. So funny.
Yeah.
All right. Are you going there right now?
Yeah. Are you recording or did you hit pause?
No, it's live.
You're live.
Say hi.
This is your opportunity to tell all the jerkies what a great wife I am.
Yeah. Why don't you have your jerkies vote on if we should go to Vegas for your?
All right. Blah blah blah. He's whacked. All right. No, our son leaves for camp, honey. That's dumb. I love you. We'll talk about it. Are you heading there right now? Oh,
They're really excited.
Oh my god.
I know. They're really excited. It's like really something. Yeah, they can't
CJ
wait.
is the one kid it wouldn't be as big of a deal. Like,
It's not that big of a deal,
but
too. We'll discuss it. If you guys want to go there about it, whatever. Maddie, I'll have her packed. I just got to have the right person to drop her off.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, so we're sitting there calling Alonso. The guy's like, I don't know. The credit lock's on there. I can't get you a loan. We're going to have to not do this. So my dad's like, can I see you in the room for a minute? And it's my dad, not my mom.
To you?
Yes. And the guy's like, he's like, why don't you sit down? To the guy, like, don't leave. And they're like, can we see you in the room for a minute? And I'm like, sure. So they take me in the room and they're like, well, Mom was married before. He died. His name was Cara Alonso. I'm like, wait, what? Like, wait. We just sat with this guy for 45 minutes and argued. I told the guy off. I'm like, your credit system's an idiot. There's no Cara Alonso. Like, it was obscene. And they're like, so my mom told me this story though. It's cool. Like, it's a huge part of like who she is, you know?
Yeah.
So she had no money growing up. She grew up in the slums of New York City in the barracks, like bad. Back before when New York was so bad, the city. She met this guy. He lived like they had maids. He was very rich. My mom didn't want to have anything to do with it. He loved her like no one's ever loved her. So they got married. And then she was like part of their family. It was hard for her to adapt to that new life. So she never felt like adequate. So they struggled a little bit and they were going through like a hard time. He got really sick and he ended up passing in like a short 3 months. It was devastating for her because it was like the love of her life. Yeah. And it was like the only constant she had at the time that took her out of this life.
Right.
So it was like a really hard time in her life. And then she had to rebuild and then, you know, my brother's dad.
So he didn't leave her any money?
No, because they were like on the outs. The mom hated her. And it was so sudden that he didn't leave her anything because they didn't like have a will or anything. And I don't think they were like my mom's done some weird. I don't know if the paperwork was all done.
Yeah.
This and that, but the mom wouldn't let her have any money. So she had to go out in the street. Like it was awful. But it's so a part of my mom's story. Yeah. Like I was like.
But you were mad she lied?
Yes. I'm like, I had never known. Like, and the things that I found out later about my parents, it's weird. You like know them so well and they didn't tell you like these huge parts of their life that helped develop them.
Yeah.
And I think that's the story. Like Regina tells like her, like she's honest, but like it's her story. And she's like, I made these bad choices and it led me to this. I don't want you to end up there.
Yeah.
So she says it's like scared her kids like, She's like, yeah, I just tell them the truth and they've never done anything. Like Talon's a really good kid. And like Regina was naughty in high school.
Yeah.
So but I think she explains it.
Yeah.
You know, like this is why.
Right.
Whereas I'm not the best explainer. I'm all, don't do it. They're like, why am I? Don't do it. And they're like, okay, so Teisha, why should we not do
and
it?
I'm all, well, now let's have a talk, you know?
Radiation.
Yeah, I'm not a good talker with my kids. I don't know why.
I love having a good talk, but my kids probably tune me out. They're probably like,
Mine love the big talk. They're like,
you know?
Teisha, so tell us.
Yeah.
And she's all, one day.
Yeah.
They're, like, she's very explanatory. Whereas me, I'm like, yeah, do it. You know, and that's it.
So
I don't know why. So I don't know. I don't want to lie, but I also don't want to be someone I'm not, because I do believe the things that I've done or haven't done have helped me get where I am.
Well, like mine see my tattoos and I'm like, don't get a tattoo. It's the worst decision. You know, it's like.
Well, even my boobs, I got it at an age that they don't really understand what happened. So Maddie, the other day I said, you're going to pop it. She like elbowed me. She's like, wait, you have something in there? She's like, I thought you just picked them up.
I thought they knew.
I did too. And she's like, I thought you just picked them up. I'm like, tomato, you know?
Yeah.
Like, well, I didn't like say no, but I didn't like.
Yeah.
But I'm like, well, who cares? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed of it.
Yeah.
Like, someone on the trip's like, I listen to the podcast, tell me to, okay? You know? And it's
so funny.
like, these are, I'm like, yeah, no one's boobs are, I mean, they're massive. Like,
No
it's
one's
like as
boobs are
as
that
my hand.
big naturally.
It's
Well,
like,
maybe
I see
somebody.
pictures and I'm just like, Dolly.
It
Like,
is.
It's like Dolly
Yeah,
Parton.
no.
Yeah.
Well, and then sometimes you're like, they're not that big, and I'm like,
No, they're as big as your head. They're
yeah,
massive.
They're as big as my head.
Biggest boobs ever.
Yeah.
They're a little
But
too
it's
big.
great.
Well, they weren't
I don't
as
think they're
big.
too big.
I've gained a little weight since, and I think that's why they're like so big.
No.
And that's why like some of my bras don't fit, and I'm not buying a new bra.
No.
Because it fit after, and it's like
I do that with jeans. I'm like, I'm shoving
Yes.
into these because if I get bigger, then where does it end? You know?
My mom, Maddie's like, Mom, please wear a bra where they fit. It's so embarrassing. Your boobs half out, and you're shaking around, and I'm like, oh. I don't know.
She's so
All right, you got to go get the dogs.
Yeah.
Why do you guys go together?
Well, I can't even say it.
Yeah, because this isn't normal. Just Ben, go get the dogs.
Because Ben is whacked. And he has to give him a bath there. Because he wants to give him a bath so they come home clean. Because they do get a little...
Is it weird for the people?
No, because they have a bathing station. You can take your dog there whenever you want and bathe them.
Oh, okay.
It's like cool.
So you have to help him?
So, well, there's two. So it's faster with...
If you each clean a dog.
Yeah, or like we both do it. We stick them in
So
together.
Ben, did he feel out of control on his trip? Because he got the house clean, the car's clean, and the dog's clean?
I know, that's what I'm saying. He's whacked. He drives me nuts.
he is a little like getting everything cleaned up.
Oh, the house cleaner showed up. Oh, I didn't want to tell people I have a house cleaner. It sounds horrible. But
Just be who you are. You have a house cleaner. Most people, a lot of
Yeah.
people have a house cleaner.
It's fine.
Your work.
Yeah.
Not saying you can do it without, but like it's not.
Anyway,
It's fine.
she comes twice a month. So she came last week and then she showed up today and I was not prepared. I was like naked, blow drying my hair, and I'm like, oh, hi, Josie. And then she's like, oh yeah, Ben said it really needed it. And like we were gone.
It was a week ago, and she's such a
And
good
we were
cleaner.
there for 4 days, and then we were gone. And it's like he's whacked. He's like obsessed. It's like I've never
No,
met
but he's like
anything
me. Like
it.
when I feel like everything's out of control, I'm gonna get everything back under control.
I know, but like it's
And that's how
whacked.
it
And I don't want to spend money on a house cleaner coming again when we don't need it.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
agree.
like-
That would be annoying. I'd rather go to the Vegas.
Yeah, it's just he's just whacked.
Oh, Regina wants to call me now. Now she cares.
Oh.
I was all, stop not calling me.
You
She's
did?
all, it was one day.
Oh, all right.
Okay, that's it.
If you're really struggling, please reach out to a qualified professional, because that's not us,
We're just here to share our journey
and to make you laugh
and cry
and pick your nose.
and touch your boobs.